Hello. Hi, and welcome to Over 50 Makeup. Today, I'm going to do an entire look, and I'm going to be doing a lot of my little tips and tricks to try and make them kind of solidify in your brain so that hopefully they can help you. My name's Camille, and I do Over 50 Makeup on YouTube and TikTok. And we are going to jump right in this morning. And what I will tell you is that I've already applied a sunscreen and my skincare to my face. And next I'm going to prime. And I like to prime everything all at once. So if you're just hopping on, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay, stick around. It's going to be fun. So say hi when you get a chance. If you have a question, obviously pop it in and I'll answer everything when I'm done, okay? So I'm going to start out with this Poreless Blur Primer. This one's by Catrice. It's a new one for me, so I'm still kind of experimenting with it. But basically, I just want to go ahead and put it over the areas where I have big pores, which is going to be mostly on my nose. Those are the worst pores on my face. So hands for if you have that problem too. So I just like to get this. Seems like my worst pores are right here and then all over my nose. And then anywhere that I want to soften fine lines or wrinkles, I'm going to also apply a little bit of that. And especially going to hit that big frown line right there. It does have a nice blurring effect, so I like that. And I think it was really inexpensive, like I want to say maybe $9 or $10 on Amazon. So it's definitely a hit with me. And you want to be careful not to go too thick with your primers because they can begin to pill up sometimes. So if you have that problem, just use a little bit less. I've definitely done that before where I just kind of went primer crazy and then ended up, with pilling makeup in certain areas. So, and I like to go ahead and I have not tried this one under my eyes, but I do like to go ahead and put a little under my eyes and see how it's going to react with my makeup. And anytime I can blur under my eyes there, that's a bonus with me. So just going to go ahead and use a little bit more on the other side. Oh no. Oh no, I've got the cat. I was so hoping that she would be in the main part of the house instead of out here with me because I swear she knows when I'm going live and she will definitely try to take advantage of me. So I'm hoping that won't happen today. The cat and I, we're good buddies, but I'm not really a cat person. So I'm learning to be. One of the things that I like to do with this kind of blurring primer, especially if it adds a little hydration, is right here where I've started to notice some little tiny like fine lines and where it kind of gets wrinkly looking right there. I just go ahead and put some there. So can't hurt to blur that stuff. So just a little bit right there. I'm not going to put makeup or anything there, but it just kind of gives a little, kind of makes me feel like that looks better. So I'm going to stick with that. All right, now that I've primed that, I do all my primers usually at once, especially when I'm in a hurry. Now I'm talking, so this is not going to feel like a hurry, but this would normally be about a 20-minute makeup look. So I'm just using an eye primer. Now your eye primers are usually different than your face primers because the eye primers are designed to soak up the oils on your lid and help your makeup stay on longer so it doesn't slick off. So I like to work it all the way down to my lash line. And this is almost invisible, so you can barely see that. So I just make sure I get it all the way down to my lash line. And that way nothing is going to smudge on me later. So if you've ever had that problem where either when you put mascara on or eye makeup and, a couple of hours into the day after smiling and, you know, making all your facial expressions, then you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, wow, you know, because it's a mess. So if you have that issue, definitely an eye primer will help with that. Then I'm going to jump straight into my foundation. And I think I'm just going to go with, I'm just going to do one little pump. And then usually what I do is I have a damp beauty blender. I do this two ways actually. Sometimes I like to use brush. Sometimes I like to use the beauty blender. I'm in the beauty blender mode today, so that's what I'm going to go with. And I'm just going to take my setting spray, and I always give a little spray, let that soak in for a minute, and then I just pick up some of that foundation, start generally in the middle of my face, because that's where we'll need the most. Usually that's where we're going to need the most amount of coverage. And again, if you have a question or a comment, definitely pop it in. And when I'm finished, I will go through those and do my best to respond. So I'm just going to go ahead and wait till that is perfect. And I go for a very light coverage normally, and then I'll kind of blend it slightly down to make sure that I'm the same color all the way up and down. And I had to wear my hair up today to get those bangs out of the way. They're driving me crazy. I love the bangs, but whew, they can be a mess. Now I've got my mirror over here on the side, and it's got the magnification on it, the 10x magnification, because I wear reading glasses and I cannot see up close to do my makeup without something like this. So occasionally I will have to look over here and do a little blending to make sure everything's looking good. And that is looking pretty spot on from where I'm sitting. So now that I'm done with that, I've set my makeup in one fell swoop. So that's definitely a time-saving thing right there, because honestly, I love to play in the makeup, but not every day. So every day, you know, that can get a little old if you're taking an hour to do your makeup every day. So little time-saving steps like combining things like that, hopefully will help you like they've helped me. Although I know some of you know more of this than I could ever dream of knowing. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use my primer on my lips. This is actually one by Maybelline, and you've probably seen me use this before. It's a clear, and I have a new one on the way to try too, because I like to, you know, I'm one of those people that I don't want to fix it if it's not broken, but I'm almost out of this. It's gotten pretty short, so I ordered a different type by Urban Decay to see how that one is. But what I do is just turn it on its side so that I can get maximum coverage, and then I go around my lips. And what this does is it provides a little layer there so that when I put on my lip gloss, it won't seep into fine lines. So around and around we go. And then I have like a big acne scar here, and it kind of turns into a wrinkle. And then I have one there, and I just kind of work it in those areas where it's obvious that I have a crease. I give it a light blend out to make sure that you can't see it. And there's nothing to say that you can't use this on your lips as well as a little conditioner. So I'll just do that, especially now that the weather is getting cooler and drier, and I'm bad about conditioning my lips before I do anything else to them. So there's a little extra hydration. Now that'll help everything stay in place. And then I'm going to use one of these. To me, this is like a lip gloss meets lipstick. I love liquid lipsticks, and I also love lip glosses. So I think this is just a perfect combination of lip gloss and a lipstick. Goes on, glides on beautifully. It's very moisturizing. And that's it. I'm not overlining. Whoops. I'm not overlining or anything today. Just got a nice camel color, and I kind of came up with that idea because it's in my top. So if you're not good at matching colors on yourself, you can just take some of your clothing and look at your clothes. They've basically already done the work for you as far as colors and what goes well together. And you wouldn't think, that some of these would, but I've got navy blues, I've got tans, I've got oranges, and kind of an off-white. So if you don't know what to do, go with some colors that are in your clothes. Now, these are kind of my wild card. I do have some, it's kind of a teal color here, and I have a little bit of a teal color right in here. So if you've never tried that before, give it a try. Take one of your busy tops like this and just go ahead and go wild and see what you can come up with. And there's my cat making noise in the background. What a bad, bad putty tat. Okay, and then I'm just going to use this one. This is like my blush palette that I can't use it up and I can't throw it away. So it seems like I've had it for well over a year. I've had to sanitize it with some alcohol because I've had it so long, but I'm like, I still have it, so let's keep using it. So I just kind of fill up my brush and then I test it on my wrist to make sure it's not too dark. And then I use this gigantic, gorgeous brush. This is one of my new ones, and I love it. They're a little bit more expensive, but they are definitely worth it. And this one is so soft, so it just gives you a nice, subtle, cheek. It's not like that sculpted cheek. So sometimes I might want a sculpted cheek, and other times I just want a real subtle cheek. My everyday look. Kitty, kitty, get down. You bad girl. She's taking advantage. She's totally taking advantage of me. She's acting like I don't even know you exist, lady. Such a cat. And then when I'm in a hurry, I'm just going to do all of my, areas that, I'm telling you what, I'm a mess today. I'm going to do all of my areas, that I want to shade with that same color combination. I'm just going to make it go really fast and make it a time saver. So then I'm going to do the tip of my nose, and I'm just going to squeeze my brush and come down and do the sides of my nose slightly for slight contour. And on days when I'm really in a hurry, I'm just going to do over top of my eyes, and that's going to be my eyeshadow some days. So that's super easy. And then just brows and mascara. Can't beat it. Can't beat it for fast makeup. 10-minute makeup, you got to do something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. Even though I'm going to use a little bit more eyeshadow, I just think it looks so pretty. And sometimes I'll go over my nose depending on the kind of look I'm using, and I feel like I'm just rambling. So sometimes I wish you could talk and I could just sit and listen. Okay, so I am gonna grab my new eyeshadow palette that Allura Cosmetics sent me. I love this company. It's a little tiny one-person company, and she is amazing. She busts her butt to try and promote her products. And so I was so thrilled when she sent over this, because these are really gorgeous. Most of them are matte colors, but they're really, really highly pigmented, and they don't irritate my eyes. So I'm going to grab one of my brushes. Kitty, you're really pushing it to the limits over there. And I've got two colors here. This one is the matte, and this one is a little bit of a shimmer. So I'm going to use that one right there. And I've gone over my lids a little bit, but I'm just going to load my brush up. And then I had somebody ask me why I don't tap off my eyeshadow. And the answer is, I don't know, but I don't. And I don't have any problems with fallout normally either. So I'm sorry, I couldn't really answer that. But I'm just going to tap this all over my lid, on the bottom part of my lid, and I'm going to bring it out here to the side. So it's just about a fleshy tone for me. Fleshy tone, because I'm so pale. And then the same thing here. I just kind of tap it on and then Give it a little blend. And then I mentioned this color earlier. This color here and my lips are so close that I've got to go with that. I've got to use that color. It's kind of a camel color, really, really pretty. And I'm just going to tap it right in here. Now I've got hooded eyes, so I may do my eyes differently than you do yours. I've got hooded eyes, plus they're like I have a fat face, okay? So there's no way, no nice way to say that, right? I have a fat face. And so I have a lot of fat in this area right here. So when I bring my color in, remember, dark colors are going to make things recede and light colors are going to bring things forward. So when I bring that color in, it's to sort of camouflage that little fat bit there and make it go back because I don't want to highlight that. And then I'll come about to here. I don't come all the way out unless I'm doing a really dramatic look because I just want to bring my eyes in an upward direction as best as I can. And for me, that means looking straight ahead in the mirror because I have a hooded eye, and then making sure that the color is going to come up above where my eyes are open, so that, because I'm not going to walk around all day like this, right? So I'm going to relax and you're going to barely be able to see the color. So when that color, I need it to be visible. So I need to bring it up high enough to where it's going to be visible when my face is relaxed. So that's it. Simple, easy peasy. And I'm going to take whatever's left on there and I'm just going to go under. And I like to use eyeshadow under my eyes because it's so much more flattering to me. It's so much more flattering on my face because it's soft. And that's one of those areas that I really need it to be soft. So if you're enjoying this, give it a thumbs up. I always forget to say that stuff, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, whatever you're supposed to do. And I appreciate you for doing so. And then I'm just going to tap all this and I'm going to come back and blend this. So I don't want you to worry about it. Now, if I didn't have all this extra fat right here and puffiness from allergies and stuff, I would probably stop right about here with the color and I would blend in a really light color in there. So if your eye is shaped differently, definitely give that a try. It's hard to teach about other eye shapes, when you just have the one. So definitely tell me hi, throw a question in there, and I will definitely answer as many as I can and say hi to everybody back when I'm finished here. Absolutely. So thanks for saying hi. I appreciate you. And I'm just going to stop right there. And I'm going to drag that under. It's just the tiniest bit that's going under. It's just enough to really barely frame my eyes. Just very, very lightly, hardly anything there. And I used to avoid this part of my eye here because of, whoops, there's a bonus, right? If you put it on one side, put it on the other. I used to avoid that part of my eyes because, there's so many tutorials that say for women over a certain age, don't do this and don't do that. And I've learned to pretty much, take those things with a grain of salt and then do what I like to do and what I feel looks good on me. So I go ahead and bring it all the way in, and that way I have the definition all the way. And I like it so much more. So, and if one of those pros doesn't like it, and one of those people who's like, don't do that. Well, if they don't like it, then that's okay. They don't have to look at me. And you can try it and see how it looks on you. And if you don't like it for you, then that's fine. But, sometimes you got to try something new. And I think I'm going to go for a little bit of an orangey color because I do have orange in my blouse as well. So I'm going to go for that orange, which really, this is looking kind of orangey to me already. So this may really, really just make me look very orangey. I think everything looks orangey on me. All right, yeah, that's pretty pumpkin-y. I'm looking like a pumpkin. And I'm just going to grab a clean brush, Okay, and then I'm going to just do the windshield wiper strokes, strike one, and blend it all. Yeah, after seeing this on here, it's like almost all the same color, even though they were totally different on there, on the palette. And I really like to clean off my brush, even if I just use a tissue and sort of, you know, wipe it off before I go to the other eye. And that way I'm not spreading color from one eye to the other and adding more to one. And then I've been known to swoop out whatever's left on my brush out here just for a little lifted look. It's not really something you would know in person that, you know, I did. And then I'm definitely going to add a little bit of that initial color right back here. I'm not going to use any shimmery colors. I don't always use a shimmery color. I like to use mattes a lot of times. I think in a lot of ways they can be a lot more flattering, and it's definitely more of an everyday look without a shimmer to me. I mean, it depends on what you do, I suppose, but my days are spent mostly working at home, so it really doesn't matter what I wear. My husband walks in the door and he never does know who he's got for a wife. But in his defense, he is happy with whatever. So thank goodness, right? And I'm just going to leave that like that, because when I get eyebrows on, that is going to look so much different. And it's a very light look. And I may actually add a little bit back later, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that for now. And then we're going to do some eyebrows and lashes. Like I said, not a complicated look. Anybody can do this. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to do my brows first. iMethod Beauty sent me this really cool package the other day, so I'm going to show you that. This is their Merry Christmas package, and it says iMethod Beauty, empower more women with confidence. And so I love that they are wanting to empower women. And I'll tell you why I like this brand. I have been wearing their eyebrows for probably a year and a half now. They're one of the first companies that I ever worked with. And at first, you know, they just sent me free products and I didn't earn anything. You know, you don't have to earn off of everything. So it's nice to earn some money, but it doesn't have to be about everything. So they would send me the free products and I showed them, and it was great because it helped me and it helped my audience. But they've really come a long way. They've come up with a bunch of new, they've basically updated their eyebrow game about every 3 months until they've just gotten the perfect combination, in my opinion. They're also cruelty-free, clean beauty, toxin-free fragrances, SLS-free, vegan-friendly, and they have a 90-day money-back guarantee. I did not know that. So they sent me a neat little, you know, Christmas card, and of course ears. You know, I love ears. And there's like a cleaning kit, and this is what I'm after today, that eyebrow stencil kit. But there's so many cool things in here. They've got eyebrow stamps for people who need help doing those cute little wings. And we've got lip glosses, all kinds of goodies in here. More and more than I can show right now. But right now, I'm just going to grab, this is truly my favorite eyebrow kit. And I did not check the color, but that's okay. Let me get this stuff out of the way and I'll show you how I've actually started to use this when I'm in a big fat hurry, because it's just gotten to be the easiest thing to do. So everything is in the kit. That's probably a little too shiny for you to be able to see. And then what you do is pull out the little stick. It's got that little stamp, that little sponge stamp on the end. And then it's got a pomade. These are waterproof and smudge proof. Ooh, that's a good color too. And then this one here, this is the I believe this is the taupe color 003. And then they've got all these stencils and extra little tools in here to help. Little, you know, spoolie, and then we've got the stencils. So the stencils, I'm gonna need my glasses for that for a minute. The stencils, if you've got stencils and you're having trouble with them, just use a little piece of tape to hold it up there until, you know, if you feel like you need a third finger. Because I did that probably for the first couple of months that I wore these, because I just couldn't, it was just not coordinated enough. I couldn't get my hand to do what I needed it to do. So a little piece of tape will hold it in place, and then you've got a super easy brow. And I'm just trying to select one of these templates that I like. And this is brand new, so I don't have one in here that I've already used and can pull out. All right. And these are great because you can, if you have no eyebrows at all or light brows, you know, you can use these. So you just pull out that little section, and I'm not going to pull off the protective stuff. And then I'm going to match it up to my eyebrow. So we're going to match this up to where my eyebrow should begin, which is straight up here. Now I have other videos that show exactly where, you know, your eyebrow should go. So I'm not going to go over that today. I don't want to bore you with that, but they are available. So I just need to make note that that is where my eyebrow will begin, because I have quite a bit of empty space here from over plucking and Hashimoto's and life. Okay. And then I'm going to load my brush up. Just kind of tap it in, and it just picks up a little bit at a time. You may have to give it a little twist and tap. A little twist and tap. And then I always see what that's going to look like on the back of my hand before I go to my face, because I want it to be kind of light sometimes, and sometimes I don't. So I'm just going to line this up with where I said I needed extra, and then the rest of it I'm going to use my natural brow for. Now this is where I was saying, if you are new to using these, you might want a piece of tape to sort of hold it in place while you figure out what you're doing. And then I like to start right here, get the tail end, and then stamp forward, because really I'm going to want it to be lighter in this area here. And then when I think I got it on there, there is a fairly natural looking brow. And then they may have another one that matches this, but I'm just going to wipe it off real quick with a tissue and flip it over and use it on the other side so I don't have to look for the other one. So I like to do this lightly for an everyday look, and then you can load it up with as much product as you want to do this for, you know, a more glamorous or a darker look. Darker look. That's not what I meant to say. Okay. So now the tricky part for most of us is going to be how to get the other one the same way. And this just takes practice. So just practice knowing where your brows are, you know, like my eyebrows are two totally different creatures. So just knowing where they are different sometimes will help. And I have this little string hanging off of here where I didn't peel off the stuff. And my eyebrows are totally different. They're like my kitty cat walking all over everything. They're bad girls. Bad girls. Okay. And if it's not perfectly straight, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just fix it with a little bit of concealer or with makeup remover. So I'm thinking that that's about, those are definitely crooked. That's perfect though. I'm glad it's crooked, and that way I can show you what I'm talking about. See, it's about making lemonade from your lemons, right? All right, so now that those are perfectly crooked, I can show you how I fix them. And I have to do this probably every third time that I apply them. Just a little bit of micellar water. Try not to drip it all over yourself like I just did. A little bit of micellar water or whatever you use for, you know, taking off makeup will work. And then I'm just going to gently remove the area that I think needs to change. And you can see where this one was a little bit lower. And now what I would normally say is take a selfie. Take a selfie of yourself, especially if you're not used to doing this. Take a selfie, and that way you can see exactly where you need to change things up. And then if you don't like the harsh area right here, just kind of blend it out a little bit. I like to blend it toward the middle of my face. Blend it toward the middle of your face before it dries. It will be forgiving for a couple of minutes. And then I'm not going to worry about it anymore, okay? They don't have to be perfect, right? Twins, they can be twins. They don't have to be sisters. And then if you want to add a few little strokes, they've got that little thingy in there. You can kind of load it up, test it on your hand, make sure it's not too much, and then just sort of fill in maybe anything you missed. A little bit of practice. This becomes very, very simple. Of course, you don't have to use the stencil at all. I love this cream pomade. This is probably one of my best ones I've ever used. And I say that because ones that I've used before have been too thick and cakey. And this is not a thick, thick formula. It's actually really thin. So, and then once it's on there, I can swim with this on. I can swim with this on and for about 30 minutes before it starts to come off in the pool. And as long as I'm not like rubbing my hands all over my face in the pool and things like that, it's definitely going to stay on there. All right, so those are close enough for now. And now I'm just going to jump into, I think what I wanted to do was put a little bit of eyeliner on, and I'm going to use my same palette that I used before for that. And I'm just going to grab a darker color. So same palette, I'm just going to use that brush right there. It's really, really thin. And I'm going to grab a dark brown, a nice dark brown that's got a little bit of red in it. And just start from above my lid line, or above my lash line, sorry. And then I'm going to swoop it inward. And then I'm going to fill in that little area there so it's kind of like a triangle. Like a little triangle. Just gives me a little bit of uppities. Give me a little bit of uppities and a little bit more definition there. Do the same here. Try to get it the same. And you can use stamping motions. If you have a lot of texture on your lid, dragging your brush across may not work for you very well. It may, you know, give you those little skipping lines. But if you have a stamping motion down, you can actually stamp it in between there and it will do a much better job. So if that is a problem for you, definitely give it a try. All right, and then I'm going to take my brush and just sweep in. Now this has got leftover, a little bit of leftover orange on it. I'm just going to sweep it from the outside in 2 or 3 times to soften that. And then I'm going to curl my lashes. I keep touching my face because I feel cat hair. I think my cat comes out here at night and walks across my makeup table, which really makes me cringe to think about, but I'm sure that's what she does. And she's got to be really careful. So in some way, she's doing a really good job because she doesn't knock things over. So, I mean, I can't really complain that much, right? All right. It's not like if my dog walked across the table. That would be really bad. All right, eyelash curler. Where did you go? Here we go. All right. So I'm going to start at the base of my lashes. I'm going to give them a crimp and a couple of bounces, and that is a crimp. So if you go in a second time and crimp them up higher, then it's more of a curl than just a single crimp. And I always have this one eyelash that will not do what I want it to do. And it's, you probably can't see it. I'll show it to you here. As soon as I find my little contraption. I gotta turn on my thingy. So it's right in here. And no matter what I do, I can't get it because it's too short and it won't do what I want it to do. So I'm going to use my heated eyelash curler today. I'm just going to let it warm up for a sec. And I love this one. I don't think that it's great for just curling your lashes because honestly, I can get more out of the eyelash curler. But if you have a couple that just will not do what you want, then a heated eyelash curler can save you. And I have a different one that will actually burn your eye. And the thing that I like about this is it was cheap and it does not, you cannot physically burn your eye. I tried. So you just have to wait for it to get warm. And then I don't know what it is. There's just a couple of lashes in there that are just very bad. They're naughty. Downright contrary. And I just kind of lay it against there and then slowly make it go up. And it will control those little naughty ones. All those little naughty babies. But I did try to curl my lashes with just this, and I did not have any success with that. But it kind of gets that one little one. Let's see. All right, that'll help. That will help. Let's turn this off. And then I'm going to use a lash primer today. This is a new one for me. So there is a good chance that I will mess it up. Interesting brush, right? Just little tiny nubs on there. And I did not read about it or anything. Just gonna go like I normally would. Well, I'll tell you what, that did a lot of something fast. Wow. So lash primers are nice if you want extra volume or length and just don't have much for lashes like me. My lashes are not terrible, but I don't have a lot. So there we go. There's that. And I'm going to follow it up with my regular mascara while it's still a little bit tacky. So I'm going to do one eye at a time. Definitely gave me more lashes. Yeah, it's kind of pretty. I'm going to do my lower lashes. A couple little things there. Lower lashes. You're supposed to do your lower lashes first so that you don't get your upper mascara all over the place, but again, do what works for you, right? Rules are meant to be broken, especially with makeup. So there we go. Just a nice, natural look. Nice natural look. And I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. I'm so thankful I have a magnifying mirror. Without this one, I literally could not do makeup. Or it would just be a total botched mess. Which, if you have been watching me for a little while, that can be a possibility anyway. You never know. You never can tell. All right. Actually, I think I'm going to do one eye without the primer and just see what the difference is. So same mascara. And I'm going to switch my mirror over here so you can see better. When I do this, let's see what the difference is. Nothing like experimenting right here live. I think that's what I like about live, is that I actually, you know, if there's a mistake, you can see it. There's no editing. So there's no like, oh, wow, you know, oh, wow, I missed that. I need to go fix that. Because we forget when we're editing sometimes that it's nice to see all those little things. So, of course, I did this one differently. I used the tip of it instead of, you know, just the base. But there's the difference. That's the one with no primer, and that's the one with the primer. So, to me, it just looks like the one is, like this one is a little more full. So, I'll have to try that again. I have to try it again because sometimes it takes a couple of times, you know, to get good at whatever you're using for products. So that is my very basic look, and I'm going to see if anybody left me a question or a comment. And of course, if you have one, pop it in so that I can see. All right, let's see what we got here. OMG, I feel like an idiot. Well, me too. Okay, so never knew there was a dang eyelash hot curler. Yes, there's an eyelash curler, and I will put the link for this one in the description and in the top comment. I'll have the products listed in about an hour, so if you want to check back. So the lash primer, I will also, Dorothy, I will put a link for that one because I've got a discount code for it, so you don't want to go buying it without it. But this lash primer is by Blink, and it's a black lash primer. Okay, let's see. And let's see, stencil is, yes, it's the number 5. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's the number 3, and it's the pomade. It's the pomade one. And they're on my Amazon store too. My Amazon store is really easy to get to. It's www.amazon.com/shop/Camille Cower. And then I've got everything in there in sections. So thank you for those of you who are trying to help each other in the comments. I appreciate that. I love this little community that we have. This is so much fun. I feel like, you know, this is like the sisterhood, a great sisterhood. So I love it. I love it. I love you girls. Let's see. Just looking through for, so enjoying the tutorial. It's blurry. I'm sorry if it's blurry. This is being streamed, so that could be my Wi-Fi or it could be yours. I'm not sure until I go back and look at the quality. So I am going to a new sub there. Welcome, welcome new subs. In fact, everybody's a new sub really because it's a new channel. So welcome everybody. Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't know if you're going to see my cat. She's literally sitting 4 feet away from me on the other table. So staring off into oblivion. So I don't know. Let's see. Greetings from San Diego. So thanks for saying hi, everybody. And oh yeah, so Cool Kid says, I love watching you and I learn lots of tips. I'm 73 and I'll always wear makeup. Absolutely. I'm going down with it on too. So I love to have, you know, my one day a week or so that I just go totally makeupless and just, you know, look like whatever I look like. My husband still maintains that I'm cute, so I'm happy with that. Or when I jump in my kayak or something, you know, I'm definitely not wearing makeup on those days. Maybe eyebrows, but that's it. Anyway, so thanks for watching. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for hanging out and watching. And I love you. Mwah. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.